That is a bad strategy. That'll always end up in failure. I want to do a very special vlog for you today. This is for those of you that are trying to get into the habit of getting in better shape. Maybe you're trying to lose body fat. I think this is perfect for those of you that are trying to lose body fat because there's two parts to this, right? You gotta figure out a way to exercise almost every single day. I mean, if you really want to get started and you haven't been able to lose weight for, who knows, a year, longer, maybe even a few months, it means that you're just not in the habit of it. So how do you go from being out of the habit of exercising and eating right and getting into the habit of exercising and eating right? The first bit of advice for you right now, and this is gonna be good news for you because it's gonna be so easy, is that I don't want you to make it really hard. You just need to figure out how to get a little bit of exercise in every single day. And I don't care if it's 5 minutes or 10 minutes or a full hour. That's the part that doesn't really matter. The time is not important. What is important is that it's a daily thing that you do, because whatever you do on a daily basis will eventually become a habit as long as you keep up with it. So if you keep your exercise duration time in your mind, all I'm gonna do is 5 or 10 minutes worth of exercise, then it makes it doable, because then at that point it eliminates the excuse of not having the time. Because even right before bed, you could figure out a way to get a 5 or 10 minute little session of doing some ab crunches and maybe a little upper body calisthenics, something simple like that. Just the idea is to get your body into the habit of doing daily exercise. That's gonna go a long way. The second thing is, especially when you're trying to lose body weight, or body fat specifically is what we're trying to do, is you know that you want to not eat the foods that you're not supposed to, but that's the hardest part, because if you're in the habit of eating foods that are getting you fatter, well, your brain isn't really programmed for eating the foods that are going to get you leaner and raise your metabolism, make the fat come off your body. So what most people do is they go into kind of a starvation mode. They eat a lot less of the bad foods. They try to eat some healthy foods, but for the most part, they starve themselves. That is a bad strategy. That'll always end up in failure. I mean, you've probably experienced this if you are still struggling to lose body weight. Here's what you want to do instead. You want to make a rule that you never, ever starve. But the caveat is that you have to eat tons and tons of foods that are designed for accelerating fat loss. So in DAILYSHRED, like we teach you to do, you drink your smoothies every single day, but really, what's the smoothies all about? It's about getting the ingredients that are in the smoothie. So lots and lots and lots of raw vegetable, there's some fruit in there, and there's omega-3s, and then there's water. Binge on vegetables and fruit to the point where you are full every single time. So if you stuff your belly full of raw vegetables, which you cannot get fat on, it's impossible. It'll help accelerate your fat loss once you start exercising. Then what you've done is you've set yourself up for success, because now your stomach is full. Psychologically, you're not gonna be going after the foods that you crave that are bad for you. So that's step number one, is stuff yourself. Make it so that you are never ever full. Bring huge bags of vegetables. Now, here's what's kind of cool. I don't care if you eat a little bit of any of the other foods that you were normally eating. That doesn't matter. What we're trying to do is crowd out those bad foods by shoving in a huge majority of the good foods that accelerate weight loss. So again, raw vegetables, omega-3 fatty acids from flax seeds and chia seeds, and lots of water. Every single time, stuff yourself. Do not let yourself go hungry. Hungry is the biggest enemy to any successful weight loss attempt. And then number 3, this is a really solid tip for those of you that are literally just getting started, trying to get yourself out of the bad habits and into the good ones. You know what's going on. Your brain is going to, no matter how full you stuff yourself of good raw vegetables, your brain is going to say, I want some of the bad stuff. I need a snack right now. I remember just the other night when I've been on a rapid fat loss little journey for the past 2.5 weeks. I want to lose extra body fat before we go to teach amazing fitness and health, right? So I have been completely off all bad foods, like no vegan junk food whatsoever, no pasta, no processed carbohydrates, no sugars, none of that stuff. Been doing fantastic, been feeling full, been feeling awesome. But it was Alex's birthday, my youngest son. and I saw this cake that Brooke made, homemade. Oh my goodness, this beautiful looking strawberry cake. And I swear to me, I mean, look, I heard a voice in my head that sounded like Venom. You know, the movie Venom, where like I've got this parasite inside of me saying, I'm hungry, eat it all right now. Like that was literally going on inside of me. And it would have, Brooke was like, look, you gotta try it, you gotta try it. So I did figure out a way to rationalize, how do I eat a little bit of this? I'm just gonna have a slice of this and I'm gonna go and work out heavy and call it an update, right? So I had a slice of it and I swear to God, this voice came out of my body and said, eat more. Like I suddenly felt this erupting inside of me and I wanted to eat the entire cake. I didn't wanna stop at just one slice. So how did I beat that? Here's what I did. I binged on fruit. Now, typically, when you're at the highest level of fat loss, like you want to get down to 4, 5, 3% body fat because you're ready to go win a contest on stage, you can't afford to eat lots of fruit. It won't work as well as if you just stuck with the vegetables, right? But in your case, I mean, we're just trying to lose some pounds. You're not trying to win any contests. This will work. Binge on fruit. So the moment you feel that anxiety over eating a bad food, like you really want to pound something bad for you, immediately switch over to some delicious ripe bananas. For me, it was these Costco grapes that I bought. They're these big fat globe grapes that were just delicious and juicy, and I just started pounding them, just started popping them in my mouth to the point where I was completely full, and then by the time I was done with that, I didn't feel like having the cake anymore. I beat the craving by binging on the fruit. So there's a lot of psychological stuff going on. I mean, there's a lot of brain chemistry that is working for me in this case. So one is, by having a taste of the cake, I stimulated an old addiction pathway. So I went into kind of a little bit of crazy, just right there. Like I was ready to go and devour something really bad, and it was gonna set me way back. Now that's probably happened to you sometimes. Like you ever go on a diet for a couple days and then it's like, you just say, I'm just gonna have one little piece of something, and the next thing you know, half the bag's missing. That's what happens, right? You go into this weird rage, this weird frenzy of eating, and next thing you know, you've just set yourself right back to where you started. That's because in your head, you're probably rationalizing all the reasons why it's okay. You gotta watch out for that. You already know it's not okay, but watch out. Your mind's gonna invent stories to make it okay. So what you do is you have to take steps, okay? So when you feel those cravings, you gotta have a big variety of delicious fruit available for you to kill your sugar cravings and to kill your, well, I mean, that's pretty much your cravings for processed carbohydrates. Binge on fruit whenever you're not sure what to do. Just binge on fruit until you're full, and that's it. You exercise every single day, because what's gonna happen is even if you do 5 minutes every single day, that 5 minutes is gonna grow bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That's just inevitably what happens. The last little tip that I'm gonna give you is when you do the exercise, choose an exercise that is high intensity. Now, high intensity doesn't mean kill yourself, but it is going to be more aggressive than just a walk. Walking, let's just face it, walking really doesn't knock a lot of weight off of a person's body. It doesn't. If it does, it's not going to do it for very long. I mean, if you're really obese and you never walk, and then all of a sudden you go and you walk a couple miles every single day, you will lose some weight, but then you will quickly plateau. Your body is just too good at walking, so it gets really efficient at burning those calories. Instead, do strength training exercises. Do stuff that makes your heart rate go really, really high. Jump up and down, run in place, run outside if you can, do push-ups, do circuit training. I've got some great examples over at SmoothieShred.com. You know, just go here, go to SmoothieShred.com, go to the videos section. I've got some examples of workouts that you can take and borrow from right there. I've got a whole section on teaching you how to do high-intensity interval training all by yourself. Do those type of workouts. Make it a minimum of 5 minutes every single day, and then just watch that grow and grow and grow. And then, my friends, you do this for a couple solid weeks, your mind will not be the same mind that it is right now. It will be completely different. You will be in a better mindset for continuing this habit for the long term. And what's gonna happen is the beautiful side effect is you will start losing body fat as you get in better shape. I can't wait to hear all about it. So when you get the chance, if you haven't already, join our free Smoothie Shred community on Facebook. Go to SmoothieShred.com and join us over there. And then that's also, by the way, where you go if you want to ask me questions and have me answer them. live on video, you got to go to SmoothieShred.com, join there to get to our Facebook community. And in the Facebook community, you'll see it's a group. You can ask all of your fitness and your healing questions there, and both myself and my wife Brooke are going to answer them for you. Okay? Take this tip, let me know what you think, subscribe, type it out in the comments, whatever you want to know, whatever you have, whatever your thoughts are, what kind of videos you like, I'd love to hear from you. I love you, my name is Tadlock, and I'll catch you on the next video.